Hello, I'm Jose, and this is the Cinematic Dogma podcast. I'm joined as every week by my sometimes sentimental friend Blake.
Thanks, Jose. I'm happy to be here, and I hope I bring some value to this conversation.
Good comeback, really good comeback. And actually, like along those lines, what did we watch this week?
This week, we watched the 2025 film and New York Times critic pick, Sentimental Value, directed by, I have said Joachim Trier up until this point in time, but this Oscars, I noticed everyone else says it slightly differently, and I can't remember how, so apparently I say it wrong, but Joachim Trier.
Look, this is our podcast, so we will decide how to mangle
That's right.
every name, okay?
That's right.
If everyone wants to just come and fight us, that's fair. But here in this podcast, he's Joachim Trier. In your case, for me, is Joachim Trier.
Excellent. Agreed.
And I think that this was my pick.
Yes,
and the
it was.
reason why I picked this movie, is because I watched it like some months ago, and I really, really, really like it. Back then, I think that I even brought you afterwards, telling you that this movie has turned me into a Joachim Trier believer. It's like after we watched The Worst Person in the World, and I really like it too, is that I felt this is not a fluke, is that I think that this is a really good director. But you didn't watch it. That it was really surprising. So after we talk about the Oscar winners, it's like we mentioned that this was probably the biggest gap that you had from last year that we should amend.
Yes, in fact, I chose it as the winner in several of my Oscar categories. So
Even without watching it.
even without watching it, you and I have had kind of a what's the Benjamin Button relationship with Joachim Trier?
Oh, like in Inverse.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like him anymore?
No, it's just I was obsessed with him starting with like Reprise, and then like I've gotten less passionate about him, even though I still think he's incredibly talented. And now you're kind of more dedicated. Even though I still think he is only now getting his flowers, as they say, getting the attention that he deserves.
Yeah, like the due international recognition to his talent.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So why don't you summarize it?
All right, so I obviously watched this much more recently than you, but I still am going to ask for your help with the plot if I miss some things.
Sounds good.
But the film basically follows a central character named Nora. It follows Nora and her sister named Agnes. So Nora and Agnes. Nora and Agnes, their mother dies pretty early on in the film, and their father is a well-respected or was a well-respected director. We're not really sure, but he is a director who has abandoned the family, and he re-enters their life, and he has written a screenplay for a movie we discover through the writing that he hasn't directed a film in 15 years, but he plans to return to the medium with a script that he's just written, and he wants his daughter, who has clearly been very, very damaged by her father abandoning the family, to star in it. She declines the offer, and when she does decline it, he offers the role to an American actress that we don't know a tremendous amount about, and basically we kind of watch how everything unfolds after that, and we see some flashbacks about some history of the family and where they came from and where the story goes from there. And I don't think we should probably say any more.
No, I think that is fine. I think that there are flashbacks, but they're pretty minimal. Is that the story tries to be more focused into the moving forward and how their relationship between them is going to be evolving, like between the father and the two daughters, and also like with this actress on the side, played by Elle Fanning.
A surprisingly good Elle Fanning, I'll say.
Yep. I was like really shocked about like, oh, this is good. This is way better than anything that I've seen from your sister. I got that funny.
I was
But
actually thinking that as I was watching. I was like, your sister just ruined the talented Mr.
that's-
Ripley for me. Thank you. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking. Is like, oh, that's your sister. Okay, well, one of two got the talent. That's good. But yeah, I think that's a good summary. We may get into a specifics a bit later. But did you like it?
I did like it. I liked it a lot. This is a film that refuses resolution. I think it's interested more in asking questions than giving answers, which is a very annoying platitude sometimes, I think. But it kind of like asked you to kind of sit with some things that are unclear, which for me was frustrating, but I think that's the point. But this is in many ways kind of the best of what filmmaking can be. It made me think a lot about my own life and how I was relating to what I was seeing on screen. And
Yeah.
I liked it a lot, even though sometimes it was difficult to watch.
But difficult to watch because it was well made to
Yes,
transmit specific feelings. Yeah. On that I do agree.
But also
It's-
challenging.
I don't know if
It's challenging material. That's what I meant in addition to the...
I mean, it's challenge material, but I also think that it's challenge in the way that this director, at least like from the worst person in the world, and this is challenging. That is a bit of a raw, but without like getting into over dramatic. It's a bit more about like, yeah, it has to suck to deal with all of these emotions, and just like trying to get yourself in the skin of those characters, that they are like broken because of decisions that they made on the past, and they're trying to make their best in the present. So although I agree with 90% of what you said, I think that it has like resolution, like very clear resolution. It may not be the resolution that you may want. It may not be the further, sorry, this may be like a tiny bit of a spoiler. It may not be like the perfectly square resolution that you may want, but it's more of the looking forward. What can we get like from this person, and not expecting them to just like be a perfect exemplary character, let's say.
It's interesting.
And we can go into spoilers if you want.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go into spoilers, we can. I saw the film more asking a question from the perspective of Nora, who spends... I mean, she's clearly been hurt by a system that she then spends most of the film rejecting, right? Which is her not choosing not to be part of her father's film.
Yep.
Ultimately, she does choose to be part of that system, and she acts out a deeply personal act. It's the most intimate thing she can do on screen, so she's chosen to be part of the system. But I think it's just Joachim Trier further asking the question, how much of yourself can you be if you conform to that system that hurts you? If you then choose to be a part of it later? But there's no answers. It's just she's choosing to be a part of it. But,
Yeah.
but
There's a
no
bit of a
answers.
gray area. There is a gray area. That's it. I think that there is a resolution, and this is completely just going deeper into spoiler. I will leave a tag at the beginning, but basically they get to a point that they accept that is that this is the way that the father is going to be communicating the love for them. That is like through his art. That's the only language that the father understands. And it's like, and they have two options: or accept it because it comes from a quote unquote good place, or just reject it. Initially, what it does is they reject it. And then like when he goes to Elle Fanning, it's like, oh, it's cool. It's still like getting the movie made is better than not getting it made, even if it's written for my daughter to actually just like connect with her feelings, So at the end, it's like that look that they have, that is like so back and forth, and one character to another is a bit more about like, this is what we can get. this is like the love expression that we can get from our father, and it can be enough. It's more like the acceptance that they do of we cannot change the damage that he made to us.
But I think the question is it doing more damage to embrace it or not embrace it? And I think he refuses to answer that question.
I think, well, I mean, the thing is that Nora and Agnes accept that script and that movie-making gesture as not as amends, but a bit of a gesture on the right direction. So it's that they decide to say that it's like, yes, he's putting the effort after 15 years of not making any movie and just like being in the outskirts of our lives, is like he's trying his best. Is his best the very best that we will see in a Hollywood movie as like, you know, like a Christmas movie that everyone cries and they make amends for everything? Is like, no, it's not. It's never going to be perfect, but at least it's like, for the type of character that Gustav is the closest to trying to be a father.
Yeah. I don't think we disagree on anything here. I just don't think... I agree that Nora, and Agnes too, to an extent, but I think Joachim is more interested in telling Nora's story. She ultimately embraces this thing she spent the entire film rejecting.
Yep.
But whether or not that's a good thing is what the film is interested in, is examining.
No, it's not. I mean, it's more about like they accept that that's what they can get.
Yeah.
From their father.
But it's like handing an 8-year-old Irreversible and the piano teacher. It's like, are those good movies? Yes. Do they belong in the hands of an 8-year-old? No, exactly. You should not. No.
Are you fucking up your grandkid? Is like, probably you are, and probably you shouldn't be allowed around kids. You know, as you prove like with your daughters and now with your grandkid. Yeah, but I love like that kind of bittersweet resolution that they cannot even, after making the fucking movie, when they're like closing Instagram, they don't even talk with each other. That the kid goes there, like the grandkid, and he plays with both of them, but is that they cannot even say words. That is like, oh yeah, you want to see that? It's like they communicate, they're in the same wavelength. It's like, no, I think that they both accept that it's like we're never going to fully connect with each other. We appreciate each other. I
did read the New York Times movie review of this film, so I ruined my own
what
opinion.
You're talking about.
But something the critic did say that I thought was a really nice observation was that the actress that plays Nora, you love her, I don't know her name, Renata
Reinsve.
Yeah, and Stellan Skarsgård, they match each other note for note, both in lightness and in darkness. And I thought that was like so true in like that, like there's no other word but darkness. And your comment on that final scene, like nothing is resolved. They've just decided to be on the same stage, but there's still like it's
Yeah, it's not that they're going to have like a Father's Day reunion moving forward, you know, and celebrate all birthdays together. It's like, no. But it's a gesture. I just see like a bit of a sentimental value or sentimental gesture for this. Like, hey, I see you. And my way of saying I see you is like writing a fucking script and making a movie made. This is the ultimate like gesture of love, giving the grand auteur I am that I could dedicate to my daughter. And the daughter is like, dude, you have been like missing for so many years. What the fuck is this? But it's like when they understand like where it's coming from, I think that it's a nice message. Like sometimes it's like it's not about like what you want to get from that person, and it's like what that person can bring to you.
Yeah, and I like it. I liked it a lot, and I think this exact sort of conversation can't be had about most films, and we could keep going on and on. I think there's a lot to unpack here. A lot. We could like. I don't know if you read anything about where the script came from, but I mean, Joachim Trier's family home went up for sale, and this came about him thinking about what his parents and grandparents experienced in this. There's just so much here about generational relationships and.
Oh, nice.
And And a story like this would not be so compelling or have any gravitas in the hands of a director less skilled.
Yep. Yeah, and I like what you were mentioning, like when they talk about like the previous generations, they don't spend like a lot of time, but it's like they only like present it as a way of trying to explain a tiny bit the characters right now, and just like bringing the point of you are a bit of the result of everything that happened before you. So, especially when they have been living for generations in the same house. Uh, One quick question. I just flagged that we are done with the spoilers. But did you like the role of the house? A part of me was expecting more. This was the second time that I watched it, so I rewatched it too. And the first time, the first time I felt it's like, oh, at the beginning they open like this is a house that has been for generations. It has like this construction fault, blah blah blah. But then it's only a stage per se. Is that it doesn't have like a bit of a popping like feature. It's not like the spotlight or anything. It's not the housing mother, for example. It's a bit of a it's a second concept.
I do have to say that when the film started, I was like, oh, this is one of those movies where the house is going to be a character, and I rolled my eyes, and then the house was not a character at all, which very much surprised me. Yeah, it just kind of disappeared, even though they paid it enough enough screen time that it was supposed to be. But I don't know if it was lost. But yeah. It was not for me either.
Yeah. Yeah, I was expecting to just see, especially as they remodel or we see like the house and different periods of time, I was expecting to see like a bit more of specific details of the house that they get lost or they get transformed like through generations. And it was not. It was more like focus on the right now. Is that this is the result of everything until now, and this is how they're going to be processing emotions.
Maybe it got cut for time because at some point they showed the fully remodeled like house, and it felt like something was missed between.
Yes, I agree with you. There was a bit of a wait.
No,
because
it
then
looks
we
nice
see
now.
a set, then we see a set that is like, so why did you actually remodel the house? What's the point? Yeah, there are like some small details that is like now that I watched it a second time, I was like, you don't close this at all. It's like it doesn't go anywhere. It's like, what is the point? So still I think that it has like an amazing script. It's like it made me care for all the characters, and it made me just feel like, oh, there is no one here that is 100% the best or the worst. Only Elle Fanning that is a bit like just looping to this craziness of it's like, hey, just play my daughter. It's just like, what am I doing here?
I will say that when the Oscars happened, I was so surprised that you picked on your ballot this actress. But now that I've seen it, I'm like, oh. Yeah, I still think she would never win just because of the foreign actress thing. But
sure.
But I'm like, oh yeah, no, she deserved to win. That was
She's
great.
Good. Yeah.
Like really.
I mean,
great.
it was like the kind of very nuanced interpretation, and you can even see there is like a very funny scene that Elle Fanning reads a piece, a excerpt of the script in English, and then I think that is like way later, like Renata, like reads the same excerpt but in Norwegian. And it's like interesting, like the different schools of acting. That is like funny. Is like way more amplified, like the feelings. Whereas like Renata is like way much more into. Oh, you're reading it for the first time and you are acting it, but it's like way more subdued, way more nuanced. It's more about like the poses and not like the big emotions.
Yeah, I like this movie a lot. I think there's a lot of layers here.
Yeah, and it's true. It's what I was going to say. That is, it's a family drama, but it's also about like the art, about like just making movies, about like sacrificing like part of you for the creative process, and what is like the, how do you say, like the aftermath of doing that, and it's like, can you really like make amends, like with the decisions that you made in the past,
and what can you recontextualize successfully, and what can't you? Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that was the reason why I also went with the best script. Is that because, it's true, is that there are some open parts, open like pieces that they don't close, but it's still a pretty damn good script.
It is. It's like surprisingly good. I didn't expect it to be that good. I don't know why. Maybe because of that horror movie he did a few years ago that was not
Dude,
good.
that was terrible. Yeah, I prefer to forget it. It's like for this point in my life that I appreciate Joachim Trier, I don't want to think about Thelma at all.
That's what it
happened.
was. That's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like when I go to IMDb, it's like I say, oh, I'm going to check what else he did, and that's like one of the highlights. I'm always like, dude, why? Why do you want to stop me? I want to see something else by him. But yeah, for me, it was like such a great experience on the cinema. It was like one of those of I don't want to cry in public, but just like shedding like some tears. It's like yesterday I liked it, maybe not as much as the first one. I think that it has like one of those of okay, I know how this is going to be like resolved. So you guys are like just playing hard to get, you know.
Yeah, I can see when you kind of dissect it or do like a real like critical analysis of it, you can kind of see the mechanisms and the plot devices and things, and it's very well put together. But like you can see the pieces. But that first viewing, it's pretty magical. So
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Hey, should we go over the questions?
let's do it.
Okay, so Blake, would you watch Sentimental Value again?
I would, and relatively soon, not like next week, but in a couple months.
Couple of months. Did you watch it by yourself or with your husband?
By myself.
Gotcha. Okay. I will watch it again. I already watched it twice. Maybe this time I will give it a tiny bit more time, like 6 months to a year, let's say.
That's fair.
Not only 3 months. Yeah. But yeah, definitely I will watch it again. And I think that it's a good movie to watch with other people, honestly. So I'm already answering my next question about like would I recommend it? Yes, and probably I would watch it with them. I don't know if my parents would like the behavior of Renata, of Nora. Like some of the time that is like, okay, you are very self-destructive. You know, I'm very weird sometimes, but it's okay.
She's not necessarily honoring thy parents as.
No, she's not. So would you recommend it?
I would, yes. I would be a little bit careful because I do think you have to have like a baseline of intelligence to kind of play with this film.
To get the joke of Irreversible and the piano teacher.
Oh, yes, that's like... Mm-hmm.
You have to have good taste. When so it's like the piano teacher is like, well, with this you can just like learn about motherly love and family roles. That is like, wow, okay. Is that I was like just like looking, like staring at the screen. It's like, can I see the other two movies? Because they only like put those two in the front, but there are 4 movies, and I was like, the other 2 has to be also amazing. It has to be like probably Gaspar Noé. No, Gaspar Noé is Irreversible.
Yeah, that's
and Haneke Lars von Trier, Antichrist. Probably Antichrist.
Ooh. That's a good one. That's a good one. Well, now I'm super curious. I'm going to have to Google and find out what those were.
But yeah, I would recommend it like to everyone. I'm even like curious about, because it's a movie about the psychology of the characters. Is that I would be curious to hear your husband's opinion on it.
Yeah, me too now. Damn it. And I wanted to watch this with him. I'll make him watch it.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, I want to hear about like, would this be accurate? Would this be healthy? Especially as you were like bringing up like, no, probably was not the healthiest approach from any of these characters. It's like, I would like to hear other opinions. Hey, do you think that you would remember the movie?
Also, my husband is super angry at his dad, so this would be extra fun to watch with him. Okay. Sorry, what was the question?
Would you remember Sentimental Value?
I will. I think I'm going to remember quite a bit about this, actually. Yeah.
I remember like the biggest strokes. It was only like 3 months, but there were like pieces, like all of the flashback when they were talking about like previous generations that I have forgotten.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll remember the big picture stuff.
Yeah. So like the important stuff. Mm-hmm. Is there anything artistic about it?
Yes, very much so. The performances across the board, incredible.
Yep.
The script, direction, cinematography, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that the script, the cinematography is amazing too. There are like many takes that are like perfectly framed, into you didn't have to put this amount of effort into this stupid take, but yeah, you did. Good. Yeah, but the acting is I think that since Doubt, and you know that I love Doubt with all of my heart, that I haven't seen a movie where everyone is like, oh yeah,
Wow.
everyone is amazing.
That's high praise. That's real high praise.
But don't you agree? I mean, is that everyone is like, it's true that they are like more subdued than Meryl Streep, Amy Adams, Phyllis Seymour Hoffman, Viola Davis. Is a bit more about like, okay, it's more nuanced and a bit more like low key
Naturalistic.
than in the other one.
Yeah.
Correct. And the other one is like a screaming. I mean, not a screaming, but always like high intensity. But in both of them, I just feel it's like, yeah, I cannot point to one and say like, this is the one that is amazing and carrying the whole movie. It's like, no, everyone is top notch, because like the sister that at the beginning I may feel is like, she's like a bit weaker. Is like when she's starting to process everything, I just felt it's like, oh, this is good, and this is like super calm and chill.
Of the main cast, they're all exceptional. Like, exceptional.
Yeah. I mean, the weak link, it may be the sister's kid. But he's a kid in a movie where he's like just 2 minutes on the screen. I can't tolerate that.
Plus, nobody can look past his freakishly blonde eyelashes.
That's true. Okay, is there anything timeless? Is this a timeless piece?
Yeah, 100%. Like, there's not a more timeless film than this.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but I would say that yes, I agree that it's timeless. Now, would you turn it into a TV show? Would you turn it into a HBO limited
It's
series
interesting
of 5
because,
episodes?
yeah, I could see this in the right hands being like an excellent 6-hour miniseries. Yes.
Yeah, I would go with Justy. I think that is like one of those movies that, hey, this would have been like 5 hours total, and it would have been fine. It's that you can develop like the characters a bit more, but we're saying like maybe develop like the house like presence a tiny bit more, and some other of the concepts, some other of the layers, like dedicating like more time. Yeah. Now, for the counterpart, could this have been a short?
Ooh, I don't even know how long this was. This was like close to 2.5.
Yeah,
I guess?
2 hours 15, I think.
2:15. I don't think so. I think there's definitely stuff they could have trimmed, but definitely not more than an hour could they have trimmed. No.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think that you can have the same emotional impact of connecting with the characters, like realizing like how broken or not broken or craving like approval or whatever are. If you do this in less than an hour, you need the time.
Yep, agreed. And this is yes. This is definitely a film like no. This is a firm no from me.
Perfect. I'm going to start bolding some of the answers. Like, this is not a. I have to say something. So
Font
no.
weight
It's like,
like
no.
38 on this one.
Yeah, this is the kind that you would actually like slap someone on the street if they tell you that it's like sentimental value of having a sword. It's like bitch slap. No. Now, do you think that this movie could have been better?
I mean, every film could be better if Angelina Jolie were in it.
So you would have changed Elle Fanning for Angelina Jolie, or would you have changed Stellan Skarsgård for Angelina Jolie?
I think Elle Fanning, Angelina Jolie could be the young American ingenue.
Okay. Okay. I don't see it, but okay.
No, I'm gonna say this film couldn't have been better. I mean, it's not a perfect film, but there's no glaring problems, I don't think.
Yeah. There are things that I would have liked more of, but I'm not sure it would have made this movie better. So I'm going to just like separate the I want more versus I think that it could be better.
Yeah.
And I will go with no. I think that is not perfect, as you said. It is not flaw. It's just good in its own merits that doesn't deserve like to be touched. Let's say.
Agreed.
Yeah. Cool. Finally, let's score this movie. And as this was my pick, I think that you have to score it first.
I've had a hard time picking a score for this, so I picked a quarter point. I'm going to go with 8.75.
8.75? Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to go with 8.5.
Oh, wow. I liked it more than you. Interesting.
Yeah, I think that you tend to score a tiny bit higher than I do.
I'm definitely more
There is nothing
dramatic
wrong.
in my scores. High and
More
low,
dramatic.
I think.
No, that's fair. I think that you are like less scared of giving a high score. I'm always concerned that I'm going to be like 2 months later, like looking back while I'm about to score, and it's just like, what was I thinking here?
The secret is
But
you
no,
never look back, ever.
No, that's good. I think that that's like an advantage that I'm like the one taking notes. But I think that if a movie makes me grade you after watching it, with telling you like this is a good movie, regardless if we're going to be like recording or not about it, I think that that's above an 8.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's pretty rare. Pretty rare.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else to say about Sentimental Value?
Nope, yeah, good pick. I'm glad you insisted. Yeah.
I have one question actually. As you watch probably all of the filmography by Joachim Trier, how would you compare this with other of his movies?
So the one that's like Oslo, August 3rd,
August 31st.
whatever that is, I have not seen that one. I think this is more refined, more masterful, I would say. More like, it's kind of like the Steve McQueen moving towards...
Widows?
No. The one about slaves, 7 Years a Slave.
Oh,
How
not
he's
12 Years a Slave.
How he's clearly like graduated to be this very like polished, but in a specific way. I think Joachim Trier has kind of polished in a way that's kind of universally appreciated. If you go back to his earlier films, he took more risks. So if you were to watch like Reprise, it's kind of more risky. Like you would see a bolder style, but it's not quite as
Refined,
polished.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. But it's still like the same feeling would be there.
Yeah.
Like the same energy.
Yeah, you can see that he had talent from the beginning.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's good to know. To everyone out there, thank you so much for putting up with us. Try to catch this movie.
And until next time.
Bye.